So welcome to Join Fan with the Toneys once again. I'm Cedric Toney, and this is my beautiful wife, Marilyn Toney. Thanks for watching our channel. Always remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all the feedback and the people that have been viewing our channel thus far. Our episodes are really amazing and dynamic. Go check them out. You can check out our YouTube page and all the black businesses we've been shouting out. Much love to you guys as well. So we're here also with our beautiful boys.
I'm Elijah and DJ.
He likes to be called DJ now, which is formerly known as Ethan, and he's DJ.
And we got fish.
We got fish. Oh yeah, we'll talk about the fish we recently got. But this episode, we wanted to talk about gender roles in the family.
Yeah.
This is a real different topic. A lot of people they never even hear about this, but my wife had a great idea to talk about the gender roles in a marriage when it comes to the children and the things that's changed with the society now and away from the norms and what's the norm and what couples and black couples are expected to do in the family.
My friends and I sometimes will talk about, feeling as a wife, feeling that, sometimes a spouse may not support or do certain things in the house, or the expectation of a spouse to do something. And so I thought this was a good topic.
Yeah, and the boys get to help us out with this, so we might even ask them a couple questions and get their feedback and let them do a little bit of talking. So first off, with gender roles. In a marriage, everyone expects in this marriage, they expect the man to do all the protecting, all the providing, work hard, make more than the wife. And that's ingrained in me from when I was such a child. Like, hey, I gotta be at a certain status before I propose to Natalie, before I take on a woman in marriage. I want to have all these different things accomplished to be that provider and to be what society expected me to be, so I can have that notion that, hey, I'm a good catch, I'm a great man, I can provide and I can do for her. It's almost like that, attracting a person and attracting her. You got to have all these different things ticked off your belt. Have a great job, be successful, be smart, be funny, be attractive, be physically
and
fit, and be a really masculine man, and things like that. That stuff is just different nowadays. But for us, that's what I thought I had to do then to get the catch and get my wife. And then I'm pretty sure she has a lot of different takes on what gender roles with her, what she had to expect, I know you're a girly girl.
I am. I remember when we were in premarital counseling and we talked about gender roles and we talked about the expectations that we had for one another and what we in our marriage wanted to do as far as gender roles. And so, like Cedric said, it's ingrained from society what a woman is supposed to do in a marriage and what a man is supposed to do. So for me, I knew I was supposed to come in and cook and clean and take care of the kids when we have kids, while also doing everything else. And so anybody that knows me knows I don't like to cook. I don't mind cleaning. I like a clean house, but I don't like to cook. So I immediately coming in was nervous, because what if I don't cook every day? Is he expecting me to cook every day? What if he doesn't like my cooking? And so that pressure was a lot coming into the marriage. And then we talked about it in premarital counseling. We were able to talk about those expectations. And so I can appreciate Cedric too, because in talking to other women, he does a lot more than most men do. And he does not fall into the category of, what the man is supposed to do in the household. Now he ain't cooking much, but he'll cook
breakfast.
He cooks breakfast for us on the weekends. But he does our laundry. He's the one that does the whole house's laundry.
Mm-hmm.
He is, he'll clean. He takes care of the kids. So he doesn't fall into this pocket of what you would assume most men would do as far as their gender role.
And I'll bring up a fact to that, like a caveat to that. It's like, most husbands or spouses think they have to watch their kids like they're in the daycare. Babysitter. Like, you can't. If my wife goes out and has fun with her friends or goes out to do work, it's just that I'm just the parent that's just left alone with the kids. It has nothing to do with, I gotta watch my kids tonight versus me going out to do whatever. It's like almost like the gender role society. The man is just not expected to watch his own kids, and so stuff like that. You really see it in like movies, television, advertising. The man is just there to provide. And
doesn't know how to take care of his kids.
It's a hard thing to do. Change a diaper.
It's so not like that.
Feed a baby. It's impossible. I was glad that I grew up around my mother having a daycare. I knew how to change a diaper when I was like real young. So that was a hard task.
I know men that will not bathe their kids, that will not change diapers, that will not do certain things. And said jump right in, and he does all of that, and it's okay to do it. Doesn't make him less masculine or take away from anything else, but he understands that's his responsibility too. We made these children together, and it's his responsibility to do that. We have this home together, and it's his responsibility to help clean. We all buy these clothes and all live in these clothes, and it's part of his responsibility to also do laundry. And so
the general thing when you take on like the home task, like you said, the woman is supposed to cook, clean, and provide everything for the house. I know that's just too much to ask. I wouldn't ask it because when I lived on my own, I did all those things. So why stop doing those things when a woman comes into the picture? I kept my house a certain way. I kept it real nice and tidy. She saw how it was. I didn't have a pigsty type living situation where she had to pick up after me. I was the one like a general, like, hey, pick up after yourself. And so that stuff like that, it's just society. It really is society. What you learn in school. I remember even taking like home ec class, and it was majority women in the class. You took different classes. Then you took a woodshop class, and there's more boys in the class. Stuff like that. It's ingrained in us to take on those roles and do certain things that's more heavily predominantly for a man's role, and men fall into that category, and a woman does predominant things for a woman's role, she'll fall into that category. I think we got to learn to respect, appreciate each other. It's not even about going out your comfort zone. Help out. Do the additional things. So what do you think?
Hold on, I was gonna say. On the flip side, I feel like Cedric does more of the non-traditional gender role things than I do, because like he said, I'm a girly girl, and that's something I need to do better. He's always like, you gonna come out here and help me water this grass? And I'm like, it's hot outside.
It is hot. It is a hot thing.
So I will say there are certain things even that I have to do better at, because I always expect him to take the trash out. I always expect him to wash the cars and do the yard. I am taking more responsibility, like getting my car fixed. But early on in our relationship, I was like, "You gonna go get my car fixed?"
But I'll add in, like, I really expect she does for all the kids, all their doctor's appointments, getting their medicine given to them at nighttime. Certain things, or going to their schools for different events and activities. I didn't even expect to do that stuff. We don't even try to think about fixing our schedules to do that stuff. And then I'm getting a little bit better. I don't think I'm good. But like she said, on watering grass, she does it. It's like those different things. It's funny how we look at the gender roles and what we kind of expect the other to do. I remember when our children were young, I would purposely just play sleep so I didn't have to get up and change a diaper.
And that
feed a baby. Because I know I was like, she could do it. But that gender role, that mom aspect made her get up and do it. Even though she was probably mad at you.
Oh, I was.
Because you need the
There were
black.
times we would both see how long we could act like we were both asleep. Because I try to act like I was asleep. Finally, I just get up. Like, I can't just let my babies cry and scream.
I still doing that. I'll admit to it. I still will act sleep so she can take care of a role and responsibility to take care of the kid.
What do you think, daddies? What are daddies supposed to do around the house?
Clean up with us
Oh.
and do the wash the clothes and
So who's supposed to cook food every day? Okay. Who's supposed to take out the trash? Who's supposed to clean the cars? Who is supposed to get you dressed every day?
Daddy always gets me dressed.
Who's supposed to give you a bath? Help you with your baths?
Yeah,
Oh,
Elijah
she's
does.
smart. Who is supposed to cut your toenails and feet?
Oh, that's all.
No,
Daddy, I hate, ever since they were babies, I don't like cutting their toenails and their nails.
Who's supposed to clean up the house, like vacuum the floor?
I am.
You are. Who's supposed to clean up the table after eating? Okay. Who's supposed
And mommy vacuums. Don't do that.
No, you don't vacuum.
I do vacuum.
She
No, you
vacuums.
You
don't.
vacuum the kitchen. Who vacuums the house?
I do.
Ooh,
See,
Elijah.
this is a good game. I like this. Okay, you got questions, mommy?
No.
Who is supposed to? Go ahead.
No, I want to say
What's up?
who is supposed to watch their phone all day.
See,
Don't
the
call
kids
me
will
out.
tell it. The kids will tell it.
So,
Stop watching.
who's supposed to go to work all the time?
Good work.
Well, mommy works. It should be Barbara. There you go.
I watch the video.
Okay.
What do you think a mommy is supposed to do, Ethan? What are things a mommy is supposed to do?
Besides daddy's.
Massage daddy's feet.
And give babies milk to them.
Oh.
Give babies
Feed the
milk.
babies.
What else do
Who's
mommies
supposed to do your tutoring?
Put the toilets. Me.
Who's supposed to take you to Kumar?
Mommy.
And who takes you to basketball practice?
So, Mommy took me the other day, so.
Okay. Who took you to Taekwondo, Ethan? Ooh. Who takes you to softball?
Literally both of you.
Oh.
Both of you.
Okay,
Clearly.
both of
And
us.
Elijah comes watch me.
So who's supposed to take care of you when you get an owie or hurt yourself? Who's supposed to take care of you?
This?
Yeah.
you two?
Uh,
All of us.
Yeah, everybody
Oh,
helps
oh, yeah,
when
that's
somebody's
good,
hurt.
that's
That's
nice.
good. But, you know,
This was
clearly
kind of
these
questions.
are things we're teaching our kids what gender roles look like. And so they're going to grow up and assume that the daddies do certain things, the mommies do certain things. And so it's important to just be aware, what are you teaching your children, even if you don't realize why you do something. You do something because it was a learned behavior.
Yeah, that's very true.
And so our children, young men, are going to grow up that same way. I remember I've had this conversation with Cedric before, but I remember Elijah was playing with, I think, like a baby doll at his grandma's house. And Cedric's brother was like, don't be playing with that baby doll.
I agree.
And no, because after we had a conversation, I was able to sway you differently. And I said, what is wrong with a little boy playing with a baby doll? Does his daddy not take care of him, his baby? Because really what kids do when they're playing house and playing toys and those types of things are mirroring what they've learned and what they've seen. They've seen a daddy who took care of them, who when they were babies nurtured them and loved them. And that is okay for him to practice that with a baby doll, or he can go play trucks if he wants to. But I am very much so one of those parents who, if another time somebody was like, why is he playing with a pink airplane? Why does that matter? You know, he's playing with an airplane. It's a toy. So being aware of the things that you're teaching your kids very early on. It's okay for a little boy to play a baby doll. I want him to be a good daddy when he grows up. And so Just thinking of things
But
like
you,
that.
I mean, society still throws it in your face. So I was used to the He-Mans and G.I. Joes and Transformers. I didn't play with dolls as a child, as a boy. I think back in our time, growing up, and it was even probably.
But a G.I. Joe is a doll.
It's a doll, but it was a male figure action. It's an action figure. It's not a doll. Action figure.
Doll.
Let's get that correct.
Yeah, it's a doll.
A small doll.
Yeah, it's a doll.
But we grew up on those little male action figures. Now kids just play. Things have changed, and I try to be a little understanding, and it's a little cringing sometimes. But the boys, like I guess we have to be that example so they can see mommy and daddy, the daddy being the daddy. The kids they had enough.
They're tired.
They had enough of the questions, but the daddy being daddy, mommy being mommy. But you see how they understand what mommies and daddies do. It's not that I try to deviate from what they expect, but just still show them, hey, yes, I'm gonna be a strong black man provider, but hey, I'm gonna clean up, I'm gonna cook some food for you, I could take you to practice, I could take you to the doctor, I could show up to your school when I can. That's just the simple stuff, and people, we don't, sometimes us as men don't think about that, and we kind of just leave it all up onto the woman to take care of all those things. That's a lot. And then she works a full-time job. So if she's able to work a full-time job, she's fortunate. And it's just, this is Natalie's situation. I know it's different for a lot of women that work a 9 to 5 or regular work shifts, first, second shift, that can't get out of their workplace. But Natalie works from home. That's a fortunate thing.
Yeah.
So she's a little flexible. And with COVID, we're all working from home. So we're both a little flexible. Mm-hmm. And so I have to be more mindful to try to do stuff like take them to doctor's appointments. Ask about, hey, do I need to call in a prescription for some of them, and just take on different things, get them out of there. I will say I'm always gonna be the one to get them a haircut. I feel like that's a great thing.
We both agree with that.
Yeah, that's something that you want to take your boys to go do. That's a great father and son bonding moment. Shout out to our barber Ruth that takes care of the boys' hair.
See, breaking those gender roles. They have a woman barber.
Yeah. So she takes care of them. But just letting them see, yes, I am the daddy, I'm the provider, but I can be charismatic. That's what it really is. That's what it boils down to. I have a side. It's not just being very. I know real dads back then have to be real stoic and militant and real, just up and down guy, showing no emotion. And you gotta understand these kids show a little bit more emotion now. My wife is helping me better understand that. I wasn't a crier. I mean, I might have threw tantrums and fit as a kid, but like, I don't show too many emotions, and my children show emotions. And I have to realize young boys can show emotions. I have to understand that. I have to work with it, and I have to better understand it. And she's helping me better understand.
And they don't understand how to express themselves at this age.
Yeah.
So it hurts me when I see fathers yelling at their sons. And I'm guilty of even saying, stop all that
Man
whining.
up. Man up.
But we have to watch what we're saying. By saying man up, we're teaching them it's not okay to express himself. And it's not okay to be emotional. We want them to be able to express themselves. And that doesn't mean you're less of a man when you cry. Now the whining got to stop.
Hold on, but she doesn't believe I shed a tear during our wedding. That's the funny part.
Well, let me tell y'all, I've never seen my husband cry. He claims he shed one tear, but I have never seen my husband cry. Like, it's serious. And I truly believe that is a part of some of that ingrained,
too much manliness, or you have to be a certain man.
Yes.
You can't show emotion.
I've been with this man for 18 years. I've never seen him cry. It's crazy.
Real talk. Real stuff right there. But I never saw my dad cry. I've never seen an uncle cry. I've never seen any grandfather I've had cry. You see young boys cry, but anyone older generation than me, I don't even see them show emotions unless it's something on television and that's just, I don't say I need to work on crying more, but it's just, I think about that. I think about the emotions and the expressions for these young kids. I have to realize I have to better understand them and let them let that out.
Because then we find angry men.
Yeah.
Then you create angry men. When you don't allow them that outlet to express themselves, to express their emotions, to cry if they want to cry, then you create angry men who have held all that in, and that we don't want that either.
And I know, like I said, I portrayed it at the beginning of our relationship. I'm not a bulletproof guy. I'm not that hard of a guy. I'm pretty laid back, relaxed, soft, chill. I got some thick skin, but I can be talked to. I can be reasonable.
He's gotten so much better.
And I've gotten so much better, y'all. I didn't do that on purpose.
Our Black business highlight, it's not necessarily my Black business highlight. You got one today?
It's good.
Okay. So mine is not necessarily a product, but one of my besties, Brianna Williams, she loves to work out and has found a passion with working out. And she always is kind of like an encourager for me because I absolutely hate working out. And so recently she became a certified Xtreme Hip Hop step instructor and has started just during this whole COVID stuff said, hey, I'm going to start teaching classes. And she does it virtually for those of our subscribers who do not live in Wichita. She does it virtually, but she also does it in person. And I love Xtreme Hip Hop and I love her as an instructor. I'm so proud of her and what she's doing. This is a passion of hers because she has a full-time job and does other stuff. But I wanted to shout her out, and so I will include in the description information on her classes and how you can find her on social media as well.
All right, so anything you want to say, Elijah? Feel the joy
And pain, like sunshine and rain.
I love it. But this is our wonderful family, Black Love.
Black
Love.
Love.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe.
But
Thank you.
but I have something else. That mommy took me to basketball too, and daddy.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.